Hello, this week's An Uncanny Hour is about one of my favourite films of all time, and yet it's a film which many people avoided and avoided for entirely the wrong reason. The trouble is, it's all about The Exorcist III. Many people saw Exorcist II, and it is not a good film. Exorcist II its high points are James Earl Jones dressed as a locust, and also a locust point of view shot. There's a kind of John Borman locust cam that's used in it. Everything else is downhill from there. It's basically like an Exorcist film if it was made by Uri Geller. The Exorcist III, on the other hand, has magnificent performances from people like George C. Scott and Brad Dourif and Ed Flanders. It has an incredible screenplay and is beautifully directed by William Peter Blatty. It is about so many intriguing things. It has one of the greatest jump scares of all time. It has one of the funniest conversations ever about carp. There are many things to commend it, and some of the people who will be commending it include Reece Shearsmith, Mark Gatiss, Samm Deighan, Kim Newman, and Mark Kermode. Here he is.
That the reason that Flanders is perfect for that thing is that there are essentially three big conversations with between Kinderman and Dyer that are comedy conversations about God, and it's very hard to pull that off. And I think that the Exorcist III Legion it earns its right in the world because of those three conversations, because of the conversation about the carp, which is a very funny set piece, but is also about the purification of the soul, because the carp is swimming backwards and forwards in water that is purifying it. So it's about religious ritual. The second conversation, which is the extended conversation in the Tombs. The Tombs is the restaurant, which is just across the road from Prospect Street. Incidentally, all these locations are real. You can actually go to them. In which he sits there with Dyer and he has the conversation about death not being a good idea. And I said before, I think it's one of the funniest lines in the thing is he's complaining to Dyer about the fact that God is, that he says you're God, because Kinderman doesn't really appear to believe in God at that point. So your God goes, waltzing blithely by while all this terrible stuff is happening. And Dyer is saying it's all part of a process. It's all part of the Jacques Vizard theory of the angel carp swimming in the bath process.